Hi there, my name is Veronica Isles, and I have a special treat for you today. We are diving into one of the most powerful tools for transforming your mindset and for manifesting the ideal life that I know you want so badly. Now, you can use this for any desire in your life. If your life is falling apart right now, this is exactly what you need. So use it for a specific person, for love, for money, success, health, beauty, fixing relationships, all of it. Because we are going to be discussing Emmet Fox and his classic concept, the 7-day mental diet, which I guarantee will absolutely blow your mind. Because this is all about empowering yourself to set the pathway of the results you desire and that you know you deserve. And it's about consciously choosing where your creative energy goes for the next 7 days. Now, I'm going to be summarizing these ideas, and I challenge you to do this because it is going to be the answer to your prayers, essentially. Because solutions exist for every single problem that you currently have. You need only shift your mindset and your awareness and the inner creativity to start being in alignment with results of solutions and miracles. So we are going to be cleansing your mind, your mindset essentially, and transforming it. And it's going to be a commitment on your part to avoid that which frustrates you and that which displeases you and those mental patterns which are keeping you in lack and limitation. So you're going to have to take on total awareness, total ownership of what you are thinking and what you are feeling. Now, this is a very simple premise, but it's so powerful. Now, it's not just about avoiding negative thoughts. Yes, the things that frustrate you are essentially negative thoughts, but I want you to think about it on a more deeper level. We're going to be avoiding giving passionate focus and awareness to the things that frustrate us, displease us, and are basically keeping you in lack, limitation, the awareness of everything that is going wrong in your life. So instead of focusing on those ideas which drain your energy, they limit your potential, they create self-fulfilling prophecies because basically it's just keeping you stuck in your current set of circumstances. Now, if we choose to embrace this idea of uplifting thoughts, more gratitude-based thoughts, things we love. You could essentially call this positive thoughts, but again, I don't want to label this as black and white as positive and negative, because if we do that, then we kind of miss the different layers, because life really isn't black and white in that way. So we're going to be using this new mindset as a means to transform what you will manifest. And Emmet Fox basically believed that if you could master your thoughts for just 7 days, that you could basically set down a new blueprint for your entire life. In fact, I would challenge you to continue doing this past the 7 days. But if it feels almost undoable, just start with the first 7 days. I guarantee the results will speak for themselves. You'll be building on such a high, such a set of new momentum that you won't want to stop doing this. So it's basically about mental discipline, but in a way that makes sense. It demands your awareness, your persistence, and self-compassion towards yourself. Now, you have to make a firm decision that you want to change, because if you stick with your old mental habits, they're so lazy. They're just a copycat of what you've already experienced. It's so lazy to repeat an argument in your mind you had with someone. Like, that is lazy. That requires nearly no effort on your part. What does require effort on your part is to think nobly, in the words of Neville Goddard. Noble thoughts. Okay, so for the next 7 days, you have to commit to recognizing these destructive patterns, these limiting thoughts as they arise, because they may be things that you've been existing in for so long that it almost feels like a part of who you are. But again, if you want your life to change, if you want those miracles to head to you with such a force that they're just coming to you nonstop, and every day is your lucky day and things are just all going right, then you need to do this. Now, you need to sort of cleanse your mind from all of these bad vibes, for a lack of a better word. All of these things that are keeping you in limiting patterns, because the way you talk to yourself has everything to do with what you will receive. So, no more complaining, no more criticizing, no more gossiping, no more worrying. Now, this subtle dialogue, which you may not even notice at times, but it's ruining your chance to be able to become in alignment with the life you truly want. So if you've been banging your head against the wall wondering what you've been doing wrong, well, you have to give up these addictions because they don't serve the life that you truly want. Now, Emmet Fox encouraged us to be vigilant gatekeepers of our minds. So when a negative thought pops up, or these limiting beliefs, or the urge to engage in this behavior, so you don't want to fight it, suppress it, get angry at yourself, because again, that's going to create more limiting beliefs and negativity and chaos within you. Instead, you just acknowledge it and gently let it go. And then you replace it. You sort of build momentum on that love. So something constructive, something beautiful, something to be grateful for. So if you could sort of imagine that your mind is like a beautiful garden. So negative thoughts are like weeds. And if you just let them continue to grow, then how are you ever going to have a healthy, vibrant garden? You won't. So we want to uproot these weeds and cultivate a thriving mental landscape. So, for example, if you catch yourself thinking, I'll never be good enough for that person, instead of dwelling on this idea as you would before in the past and going down the rabbit hole of feeling bad about yourself, you just notice, wow, I don't think I'm supposed to be doing that. And instead, you say, you know what? I'm capable of love. I'm capable of achieving what I want. I'm worthy of this and I'm ready for change. And you just do it in the most calm way possible, because calming your nervous system is also a part of this. So we don't ignore challenges or pretend like everything is perfect and jolly when it isn't. So you're not trying to become delusional. And I do not want you to try to do this, because that's also a form of negativity. So no turning a blind eye. Instead, you just shift your perspective to empowerment rather than allowing these circumstances to feel like they're the end of you. Now, Emmet Fox stressed that this is about addressing the deeper, often unnoticed patterns of thought within us. Now, these fears, doubts, judgments, they run in the background of our minds, just replaying. Again, it's so much easier to do a duplication of what has existed before than creating fresh and new. So, how often are you subconsciously assuming the worst about yourself, about a situation, about what will happen? And how often are you underestimating your own abilities? So, this mental diet just allows you to pause and ask, is this thought helpful? Does it align with the person I want to be? Is this how I would be thinking if I had the love, if I had the money, if I had the health? Now, a great thing that you can do is to set an intention every single morning. So write it down, say it out loud, visualize yourself successfully navigating your day with a positive mindset. And as you encounter situations that test and challenge this, perhaps maybe you get into an argument at work, or there's a moment of self-doubt, you just remind yourself of your commitment to the new you. And you can even use affirmations like, I am in control of my destiny. I am in control of my thoughts. And I choose noble thoughts. Again, in the words of Neville Goddard. These simple reminders will become new patterns in your life. And this will get easier and more doable. Now, it's important to note that you shouldn't avoid this challenge because you're afraid you're going to slip up, because everyone will slip up on this. I've slipped up on this. You're not trying to avoid slipping up. Like, slipping up is inevitable. It's okay. If you find yourself dwelling on those frustrations, the anger, the negativity for more than a moment, it's okay. Now, he suggests to restart the 7 days. And while this might seem kind of severe, it's not meant to discourage you. It's just meant to make you realize what a commitment this is. So if you find that you haven't done good enough, just reset and you can do another 7 days. I mean, like I said before in the beginning, this should really just be a lifestyle. It really should. So if you find yourself, you slipped up, you do it over again. And it's a chance to kind of recalibrate and decide how you want to approach things next time. But again, this isn't about perfection, so try not to be hard on yourself if this happens. Just pick yourself up and be like, okay, I'm just going to try again. Because each time you'll get better at it. And each time you catch yourself in those old negative patterns, you'll understand how to empower yourself to navigate it. Because again, those negative patterns are going to arise. The trick is you don't analyze it. You don't contemplate it. You don't use your emotions to sort of seethe in it. So you're strengthening your ability to create a positive mental environment that is conducive to the life you truly want. And then the life you truly want will have to take its form. Will have to take form in your life. One of the things I love about this idea is how it highlights the power of choice. You have the ability to do this. Your circumstances are not so overwhelming that they are preventing you from doing this. Like I said, if there's a stressor, you just don't allow it to sit within you. This isn't about not having a negative thought, like for a moment. Like if a negative thought comes into your mind, oh well. It's about not engaging in that negative thought. You know what I mean, because there's a moment of choice where you decide, am I going to go down this path? Or am I going to reject this path? What am I going to choose? So this 7-day mental diet allows for the power of choice. So we can decide how to interpret challenges. Are we strong? Are we powerful? Are we determined? Are we going to seethe in despair and negativity, in complaining? Do you see the difference? So if you're stuck in traffic, you can decide to curse out every single car and get upset, or you can be like, hey, I have some extra time here. I can listen to a podcast on self-development and I can shift into gratitude for life. See the difference? Now, again, this is going to teach you habits. That's why it's so important to try to do your best for 7 days, because it's going to shift the way that you look at life, and life is going to start responding to you in a new way. Now, we have to talk more a little bit about self-compassion because, again, no one's mind is immune to negativity, and you're going to have moments where old patterns resurface, and this is a good thing. You want them to resurface. You don't want them to be playing in the background without your awareness that they're there. You want it to resurface. So when it does, you don't berate yourself and say, oh my gosh, that's a horrible thing that I've been thinking. I suck. You also don't want to feel like you've slipped up. Instead, approach yourself with kindness and curiosity. What triggered this emotion? How can I respond differently next time? Now, this gentle, reflective approach helps you learn and grow without falling into the trap of self-criticism and self-blame. Now, this 7-day mental diet is going to require your mindfulness. You have to be mindful. You have to be aware, and you have to be engaged in the moment without judgment and without being harsh to yourself. So when you're mindful, you're more attuned to what you are thinking and what you are feeling. So you can sort of catch these ideas before they take root. Again, the garden of your mind. So before they're being planted. So think about it like you have a choice as to what takes root When you have thoughts in your mind, it's offering you the choice. And taking root means to contemplate, to pick it apart, to think about it for an hour. You know what I mean? So, if you want to try to not let the negativity or the old patterns take hold of you, you can try meditating, deep breathing. You could even take a walk in nature. Any of this will help sort of cultivate the awareness and sort of break you from the addiction of negativity. Now, when you commit to this, you're going to transform your own experience. You're going to start looking at life in a completely different way. You're going to be essentially be a new person. And this is why everything is going to change in your life, even things you hadn't even considered. And that's the cool part because you're influencing the energy that you exist in. You're fine-tuning your vibration. You're going to be tuned to a different channel. So relationships, work, community, everything in your life, money, everything is going to change. And when you change, the people around you are going to change too. So essentially, this is changing the world for the better. So if you are thinking about manifesting as having a global impact and making the world a better place, this is it. Because other people notice how different you are. So you want to be that person for others. You want to be that person for yourself, your family. I mean, again, everything will change. So again, this is not about denying reality, being delusional, or forcing yourself to feel happy all the time. It goes much deeper than those surface level interpretations. This is basically about becoming powerful, reclaiming your power of choice as the creator of your own experience, what to let grow in your mind. So when you choose constructive, empowering thoughts, you're laying down a foundation for a life that reflects your ideal self, your highest potential, everything you want in life, your wildest dreams and more. So again, if you're ready, I challenge you, start today. Why not? If you slip up, you can start over again. It's not a big deal. You will grow to love this way of being. It will be the only way you ever want to be because you will see the results that it gains you and the joy, the contentment, the love for life. It will make you see life in a completely different way. Now, a thank you to Emmet Fox, also Neville Goddard. Thank you for joining me on this podcast. This is my podcast channel, Dream Life by Veronica. If you do want my one-on-one help, I do still have a few programs available. Studywithveronica.com. Do visit my other channels as well. And let's all support one another in manifesting our dream come true lives filled with purpose, miracles, positivity, happiness. So until next time, stay mindful, stay positive, and keep shining. You've got this.